do have about 8 minutes until the close. All right, so kind of as we finish up, we'll see where the market ends up closing for the day. But I expect what we're looking at now won't be that different. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Good afternoon. This is Ifan from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap for August 31st, 2022. Q's basically flat on the day, and SPY down 0.3. Now both were gapping up nearly, I think, 1%. They were getting close, but then got sold. So you can see today we got the gap up, and then we are closing here down towards the bottom. Came into today overall bearish, but expecting a little bit of a bounce because we have gotten down to the downside target to the support on the Qs, and we wanted to see what does that bounce look like. And so we did get this gap up this morning, but the gap up got sold, so it remains in line with our bearish bias. Okay. Really not much of a sell setup. You can see the hourly 20 MA has started to catch up here. It really, all this does, this gap up, is confirm the resistance that's to the left. We have a nice base here that we broke down from. I think if we do make it back up into this area and break above it, okay, then we'll have to start looking for the next resistance area, and then in the short term, we would no longer be bearish. That would be the end. Above this base, especially now that we've gotten confirmation that that is the resistance. We got that gap up that got sold. That's a pretty good test of that. Once we break back above that, then I would expect a little bit of a greater bounce back to the minor resistance. That would be the next area to look for. And then likely at that point, some kind of daily sell setup would be lining up as well. So that all comes after taking out this base to the left. All right, so if we get back above this area, then we can start looking for the daily sell setup, 307.11. But still nothing really here yet to say that we can turn bullish. We're still going to be bearish going into tomorrow. We've been basing down here, not really bouncing much off this support, so that's more bearish leaning. So unless we get something going on or some kind of event to really turn the tide here, we should expect to stay bearish going into the rest of the week. And if we do start to get the bounce, we'll be watching closely for that daily sell setup. All right, let's get into the plays from today. HPQ gap down, breaking support. Liked this gap a lot. Did have a call on it, but I was too tight with the numbers. All right, so this is the way that I chose to play it, with this tight little base here. Market was starting to roll over. That gave us about a 25-cent stop. Okay, I liked the tight stop. I thought if we got to the whole number, we'd already be at 2 Rs. You can see actually now it has broken below to 29. And that's what I used, but it had a good start to it, was looking fine on the initial break, but rallied back up, and then took out the stop, took out the base. Now, if I had used the larger stop here, which would have been 29.95, we would have been able to stay in it. So that's a little bit disappointing that it did shake us out. Shake us out and then move back lower. So yeah, I didn't like that, of course. Of course, people who played it with me didn't like it either. And so I did say you could replay it here. I did, give you the idea here. I decided to let it go. I just, didn't like the way that acted the first time. That would have worked out okay. If you had replayed this little base here. There's a little base breakdown there as well. So that was the HPQ. That was the first play. Of course, when the first play doesn't work, it's never the easiest to go, right back and play something else. And, that's, I thought the Jern, really nice setup here on the Jern. daily, pretty bullish, moving up off the 20 MA, breaking out over the base, and had a 5-minute base breakout. So it triggered us right here. This was the play. We did have to sit with it pretty much all afternoon to finally get it to the target. And so it's just closing up here at the highs, the Jern. So that was good. I did have to live through all of this wiggling, which was, like I said, told the room, there was nothing here as far as the way that I was behaving to say that we should have killed it. If you waited for the 15-minute 20 MA to catch up, then that actually was the perfect time to get the bounce. So it wasn't it wasn't a difficult hold in the sense of the way that it was trading or the way that it formed. It was more just it took forever. Just took whatever hours, right? So we got in 11:45. We didn't get targets till 3 o'clock. Right. So that was the main, just waiting. That was the main hard part. Other than that, it was fine. Not the cleanest, but good enough. Yeah. So that was the Jern. And it's going to close up here at the high. So we already took the day trade on this out of it. So that was fine. I think overall, good management, good patience on this. And then, yeah, the HBQ, I went with the tighter stop. I don't really have a problem with this play. It just turned out that either the timing was wrong or the stop was wrong. Should have used the bigger stop, but yeah, I don't know. I still like this setup. Probably you gave me this setup again tomorrow on a different gap down that I really like. I'll probably go with the tighter stop again. Just bigger reward potential, and especially on something that I want to be aggressive on. All right. So those were the plays from today. There were also some scalps on the FFIE and the HMY as well. But as far as chart plays, those were the ones. All right. So we'll be back at it tomorrow. Gonna stay, yeah, market actually just gonna finish up here at the low. So as you might expect, there's no change in the bias. Still bearish. Okay. All right. Have a good evening. I will talk to you tomorrow.